everybody. I'm Steve Montelli. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of items here from BOLDR Supply Company, and they are in Singapore. How I got a hold of BOLDR, they got a hold of me first, and they said, hey, would you take a look at our minimalist wallet? So I go to their website, and I look around, and they have watches also. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, I would really like to show a watch and a wallet together and maybe expand my little kingdom into more of an EDC direction. So I emailed them back and I said, you know what, I like the looks of your wallet, but what I would really like to do is show the watch and the wallet together. As I move my hand around here, hello. So they said, hey, since you're in the Philippines, maybe you can swing by Singapore. And I'm thinking, oh man, that's another flight and more security, and you know, the drill's been done. So I didn't go to Singapore, but they sent this to me in the US, and I want to show you. Let's start with the watch. Okay, now this is the wallet. We'll put this back here, and we'll start with the watch. Now, I am a watch aficionado. I don't generally wear a watch anymore, but because I have the phone, and really all you got to do is pull the phone out of your pocket. Now, I use, what they sell is this. Okay, first off, BOLDR. Okay, I look at their website, I look at their goods, and everything is just done perfectly. Okay, they are a brand. They are trying to become a brand. And so, you know, lots of times details are missed. And I think this company is only owned by 2 or 3 people. So it's a fairly small kind of startup. But when I looked at everything, the details are all there. Okay, nothing has been missed. I mean, look at BOLDR right on the outside there in this sort of a felt case. The BOLDR logo down on the pull tab. Okay, now let's take a look at the watch. So there's the watch as I slowly tease it out. Now what this is, and what I like about this so much, is that this is a GMT watch. Now, GMT watch, what does that mean? That means, GMT means Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, now, little history here. This is going to be a extended video, I think, so you're going to have to, hear me out, because I got stories to tell. But first I need water. Okay, so this is a GMT watch. What does that mean? Greenwich Mean Time. What does that mean? Well, Greenwich Mean Time is sort of morphed into Coordinated Universal Time. And the GMT watch and the GMT functions were made for pilots when they started flying internationally in longer haul flights back in the 50s. Okay, so the story comes in that the first GMT watch ever made was from a company called Glycine, and they made the Airman. Okay, now what a GMT watch does is this. You see this little hand right here, the little red one? You can set this hand to a second time zone. So pilots from back then, even now, Coordinated Universal Time is still used for flight, because everybody works off the same time. Every pilot in the air, anytime, works off GMT or Coordinated Universal Time. So this small hand used to be set to the time, the GMT time. Now, what does GMT mean? GMT means Greenwich Mean Time. So they determined that time was going to be set universally for every pilot in the world, and that time was going to be placed in Greenwich, England, hence GMT. And like I say, it has since morphed into Coordinated Universal Time. Now, how this works again, and I'm gonna change this watch here, because what they did was they sent me 2 of these, okay, and they meant to send 2 wallets, a slim wallet that they have and a passport wallet. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to show you the one that I am actually using, because I can demonstrate it better here, what's going on. So first, let's look at the detail on the watch and why I like what it is they're doing. The strap is a canvas strap, but look, the name is right there. Okay, now, and then, I think, you see the logo right there? There's a logo right there on the clasp. I mean, all the details are just here. I mean, but isn't this a pretty watch anyway? This cost, I think, $229, something like that, USD. But this bezel turns. Okay, I don't want to turn it because I have it set the way I want it. But let me show you on this one. See, the bezel turns. And then when you pull out the stem, you can pull it out halfway and it'll turn the date down here, which you can really barely see in this light. There's a date window right there. And or you turn it the other way and it'll turn the red handle here. Okay, now, GMT watches. This is my time right now, 11:20 in the morning in Arizona. My second time zone is set to Manila. Okay, so you can see right here on the red that the time in Manila is 2:20 a.m. Okay, because the GMT function works in a 24-hour clock, military time. So you can see it's about 2:20 a.m. in Manila. And so it's very easy just to glance at your wrist and see what that second time zone is. And if you're a pilot, this would be set to GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So you would have your local time here as usual. Then you'd have the GMT time. But anyway, GMT, it was started by Glycine, who made a watch called the Airman in 1953. And this was a watch particularly for pilots. So 1953, the Glycine Airman came out, a GMT watch. Now, when it really, really took off was 1954. That's when Rolex came out with the GMT Master. And they made the GMT Master for Pan Am pilots. Look at the back of this thing. See? Look at the back. I can get it in the light. Look, there's detail on the back. It's like a little map of the world on the back. Isn't that cool? They really do a fine job on the detailing. So Rolex came out with the GMT Master. Now, I mean, Rolex has been around for years, and everybody acknowledges the GMT was, a wonderful watch. The BOLDR logo right there on the stem. It's just a really nice job. So that's really the story of the GMT watch, and that's why I wanted to put the watch together with the wallet in more of a package. Okay, so let's take a look at the wallet. This is the BOLDR Slim Wallet 2.0. This is the presentation box that it comes in. And let's Shazam it out of the box. All right, first impressions are tiny wallet. Tiny, tiny. What do you think? Nice looking construction though. Much as the other things with BOLDR, everything is done really well. Look at the stitching. Machine stitching. But nonetheless, I love it when everything just comes out right. When there's no stitch I got to look at and go, everything very nice. Sorry about the light, but when you got dark and light here, you gotta take the good with the bad on this kind of deal. So we got two pockets in the front, and we got a center pocket here with a pull tab, and you got an RFID pocket on the back. All right, let's put some cards and some cash in here and see what it can hold. Now, BOLDR says it can hold 9 cards. I don't know. I'm going to put in 6. I'm going to put in 6 cards and 6 bills. That's what I usually test these at, is 6 cards and 6 bills. But nice simple construction. Branding down there. Branding on the front. Let's see. Let's put in 6 bills in this top pocket. It's okay so far. Feeling good, but haven't put any cards in yet. let's put our quick draw card here in the front, whatever you would call your quick draw card, and let's put a couple of RFID cards here in this pocket. I don't know that I've ever heard of anyone actually getting RFID skimmed. I suppose it does happen, but and let's put 3 cards on the interior pocket. Little tight, little tight. I would say that this amount of cards right here is good. This is 6 cards, and it's getting a little bit tight when I go to put it in the on the inside. So you could do, let's take out 1 card. Okay, now we got 5 cards in it. 5 cards is okay. I can get the card out of there easily. See if I can get the cards out of the back. Yeah, cards come out of the back easy enough. Cash comes out easy enough. Didn't take out any extra cash, so there's 6 bills in there. But I don't think it could hold 9 cards. I just don't know how it could do it. You'd have to stretch it out, and then the problem is it would never come back. So if you did want to carry less cards, you know, now you'd have them sliding around more than you'd want. Edges are nice and smooth. I think for a bigger company wallet, this is pretty nicely done. I could compare this with one other larger company in the same kind of quality feel. Not throwing out any names, but I think this thing feels pretty good. And I really like when it's combined with this watch. You got the blue strap on the watch and the dark blue of the wallet. That's a great looking combo, isn't it? Wouldn't you love to have this GMT watch on your wrist? I know they sent me 2, and I got to send back 1, but I'm keeping this one. Shh. Because I like GMT watches. I'd like to know if it's waterproof. I'd like to take it snorkeling. God knows why, but, you know. Guess if I have to know the time somewhere else right away while I'm snorkeling, I'd be all set. So there you go. This is the BOLDR Slim Wallet 2.0 and the BOLDR GMT watch. This particular one's about $229, I think it was. So for a GMT watch, pretty good deal. You could always spend more on a Rolex, but you shall spend much more. Anyway, that is it for this episode, and I will talk to all of you in the next video.